Yo, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we got the performance review on these guys right here. This is the new Nike Kobe AD, also known as the Nike Kobe AD Exodus. Did I say it right this time? Now the traction on these guys feature what I like to call teeth. They also look like nubs, and they're all over the place from heel to forefoot. Some sections look like they could be placed in a herringbone-like design, but overall the performance on these guys, in my experience at least, has been nothing but positive. I've had lots of people hit me up on Instagram, both in my DMs and just the normal comment section. A lot of them don't like the traction. I don't know what the issue is, but for me personally, all I could talk about is my experience, and I haven't had any issues at all in these guys. I think that they've been playing really, really well, especially indoors. Outdoors, I was not really liking them that much. They didn't have that same grip or that same bite that they do indoors. But overall, they remind me a lot of the Nike Kobe 10, which again is a shoe that kind of had like a hit or miss kind of like approach to the traction as far as most consumers. I personally like the traction on those. Some people didn't. I don't know why. But that's pretty much my experience. I thought that these guys were great. As far as traction is concerned indoors, I thought that they had a lot of nice bite to them. I barely wiped at all, mostly on like the last day, and that's because that was like a week's worth of buildup on the shoe. Outdoors, again, not a huge fan. It's not gonna last too long either if you're looking for something durable, but I think you guys pretty much already knew that just by looking at it. Now the cushion to me is not worth the $140 price point. Just putting that out there right off the bat. There is a Zoom Air unit in the heel of the shoe. It's a large volume one. Pretty much takes up this entire area right here, which feels great. I will say it feels awesome. However, I barely use my heel, so I would have much rather have had Zoom Air be in the forefoot. What is in the forefoot? Nothing, actually. It's kind of weird. 140 bucks gets you injected Phylon. I think that that's super strange. Now I will say Phylon is not created equal. There are different types of Phylon. Again, this is injected Phylon, and then there's also compression molded Phylon, which is what you see on most shoes, the compression molded stuff. And that's kind of like that dense, heavier stuff. It lasts a lot longer. That's also the type of Phylon where when you have it with Zoom Air, sometimes you can't feel the zoom because the midsole's so dense. Injected Phylon is a lot lighter. It's a lot fluffier. It's got a little bit of bounce, a little bit of rebound. It's the ones that you can see like creases within the midsole, which you can see here. So it doesn't last as long, but it feels better underfoot, especially when it's by itself. Like I would rather have this type of Phylon on its own than compression molded Phylon on its own. Not that I want that on a shoe, I'm just saying. If I had to choose one or the other, injected Phylon is what I'm going with. So what these guys actually offer you is plenty of impact protection in the rear of the shoe if you happen to need it. Lots of court feel in the front. They remind me a lot of a Kyrie shoe, not just in the way that they look, but also the way that they play. You got that aggressive bite with the traction, and then you got a lot of that court feel, that low profile sitting shoe with the midsole and cushioning setup. So if you're a lightweight guard, you're fast, you like to move around a lot, this is going to be one of those shoes that kind of allows you to do that without feeling like it's slowing you down at all.
Oh, he did it. And one. No, that was not it. It's good, it's good, it's good. There we go. 10. 10, 7? Yeah. Dang.
The materials, much like the cushion, I just don't feel are worth 140 bucks. Mostly in the rear section, we have that kind of like cheap felt, very similar, if not the same stuff that we saw on the other like Kobe AD, the mid tops. But these guys, like I said, the felt material, I'm not a fan. It doesn't look good once it's worn in. It plays well, it doesn't have like any performance downsides. It's just not a nice material, and especially coming off of something like the Protro, or even if you're talking about the other Kobe AD, the NXT 360 with the 360 Flyknit, it's not equivalent, you know what I mean? Like it's not even in the middle. This stuff right here is an entry-level type of material that should belong on an $80 shoe, not a $140 signature. And then you have Nike's Torch style material right here at the tongue. I do like that. However, I wish that the tongue was separate, but I'll get into that later. The composite fiber area that is what I call the flex zone, I think that that feels awesome. I like the way that it looks as well. Not that looks has anything to do with performance, but I dig it. And then this toe area, I'm really not a fan of it whatsoever. It's this really lightweight mesh, which mesh is nice, but it just doesn't fit on the foot the way that I like. It doesn't feel like you're wearing really anything. It feels funny. On the plus side, I haven't had any durability issues with any of the areas, so that's something to take into consideration. Just as an overall package though, I just don't feel that quality meets price. Performance is okay. Quality though, I don't know. Now, as far as the fit is concerned, I don't know what to think. These are my regular true size. They fit fine lengthwise. I don't like this mesh area like I was saying in the material section. It doesn't like sit on my foot. It literally feels like I'm wearing nothing right here, and then the shoe starts from here back, and I don't like how that feels. I like to feel like something's on me, like a nice little hug, you know what I mean? Like I like to feel like warm and invited within the shoe. And these guys right here feel so light that I'm just like, am I even wearing anything? Like, is there a toe box? Is there a toe box there? There is a toe box there, you just can't feel it. I did try on a half a size down. Lengthwise, that wasn't working. Wide footers, try them on in store, because I don't know, these things are just kind of, they fit kind of weird. Now the overall lockdown is okay. It's not anything crazy. Basically from this midfoot back, it was all right. However, like I said before, I would like a separate tongue because that allows you to really customize that lockdown, that fit right around your foot. This is more of a one size fits most approach, and you know, one thing doesn't fit most. Like it just doesn't work like that. So I'm a little disappointed in that. And then this forefoot area, again, I just don't feel like it fits close enough to my foot. I didn't feel comfortable in it most of the time. And so I really had to tighten up those laces and everything to the point to where I left hot spots on my foot because there wasn't enough padding underneath here to kind of buffer between the lace and my actual skin. So that was another bummer. The support though was okay. It wasn't anything crazy. It's got a little bit of everything that you need and nothing that you really don't. There is not an internal shank plate to my knowledge, which is a little weird. So you can fold this shoe up in half, which you're normally not supposed to be able to do with a shoe. You want some type of torsional support. However, I've been told by designers of the shoes that when they're flat like this, you don't need torsional support. They didn't really elaborate on that, so I don't know how that even works, but that's just what I've been told. But what it does offer you is a nice wide, flat, and stable base. The midsole, you sit within it just a little bit, not too much. I wish that you sat in it just a teeny bit more, but for what it does do, it feels fine. And then it extends right here at the lateral outrigger as an outrigger. So I feel that worked nicely as well. Then there is a very thin kind of like internal heel counter, and then this little bronze clip right there is the external heel counter, just kind of ensuring that you don't slide off that footbed area, which it definitely needs with that thick zoom unit because the back of the shoe is a little bit soft. And that pretty much takes care of it for the performance review. Overall, I'm not super impressed with them or anything. I don't think that this is like a fantastic shoe. I don't think that they're worth the $140 price tag. However, if you like low profile sitting sneakers that are similar to like a Curry or a Kyrie, then you're probably gonna enjoy these. If you're a player that wants forefoot cushion, you're definitely gonna wanna look elsewhere. If you're somebody that, you know, basically values your dollar as far as the material quality goes, you're also gonna wanna look elsewhere. I was really hoping that these were gonna be more like a Kobe 5/Kobe 10 mashed up together into like what we see now, but unfortunately it just wasn't like that. It didn't have that like wow factor that I was hoping for. Its best feature for me as far as my experience goes was the actual traction, and for those other people that did not have great traction experiences, I don't know what your best feature in the shoe was because everything else is kind of mediocre. But that pretty much takes care of it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Let me know what you guys think about the Kobe AD Exodus down below in the comment section. If you've been playing in a pair, do you feel that you've gotten your $140 worth? Do you feel a little bit ripped off or cheated? If you need any more information, you can go to WearTesters.com. It'll include their price, their weight, and their score. Although we did talk about their price, they're $140, available now over at Nike basketball retailers. Not a plug. So thank you guys once again, and until next time guys, have a good one.